Hey guys, Mike with Old Iron. We are finally back on the Mullet Mobile, which is a 90 Camaro RS. Now, this thing has sat for 12, 13 years. Okay, it was in a garage, and there's a story behind that. You can check out the other videos and see what's going on with it. But we kind of started to tear into it and found that the fuel system was just completely shot front to back. So we've got everything replaced. I tried cleaning the injectors. The injectors just do not want to work. So finally picked up a set of injectors. We're going to put those in today. Now what my goal is right now is just to get it running to where I can move it around. We got all 4 tires off. We're going to put new tires on it. We're going to detail and redo the rims. And typical Camaro hood latch or hood support. Shocks need to be replaced, and as we pull the motor apart to replace the injectors, we'll paint some brackets and stuff like that, kind of freshen up the motor a little bit. I'm not going to get crazy on it right now, and I figure I can pull it in the garage sometime over the winter, and I can take a couple days and I can do that. So right now the main thing we want to do is get it running. Interior is exceptionally clean. We got a little bit of body work to do. A little bit of cleanup on the interior. It's got the typical cracks on the dash. I don't know if I'm going to do a cover, if I'm going to try to restore the dash yet. So that's where we're at. But today we're going to do the injectors, and it's getting colder and colder each day. I'm trying to get a couple of the projects to the point to where I can just pull them in and out of the garage instead of having them in the garage all winter. So, and this just happens to be one of them. I want to get this going, and you can see Snowball over here. Snowball is my daughter-in-law's truck. We've got most of the parts for it now. She's got a few more things to get, and we'll hit that and we'll finish that up. We've already rebuilt the front end and got it running. I've reworked most of the electrical. I've got the interior electrical to do because somebody just hacked the crap out of the whole thing. So we've got some more work to do to it, a little bit of interior and stuff like that, and we'll get that on the road for her. And then we've got more projects over this way that you can't see. And we've got more projects behind you that you can't see. So we've got plenty of stuff going, plenty of stuff coming, plenty of stuff going on. But let me take you off of the tripod real quick and I'll show you what's going on and what we're going to do, and we'll get started. But like I said, Miss Mullet here, she's a 90 Camaro RS, and she don't have a V8. Which I don't care because I don't plan on keeping it, really. It's got the 3.1, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that. I'm 80% sure it's a 3.1. I just can't keep anything straight right now. And she runs good. I got the injectors clean enough to where I could start it and actually hear the motor. I couldn't give it any gas. It would just idle, but it idled decent and it sounded good. So we're going to go with it. It don't smoke. Don't really leak anywhere either. Now it's sat for, like I said, 12, 13 years. So once we run it a little bit, we might have to start replacing seals and gaskets and everything else. You just don't know, But we're going to pull the plenum. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, do something with that. We got a couple brackets that we're going to have to pull in the process. I'll clean those up and paint them. And that's pretty much all I'm doing to the motor right now. We're going to put new injectors in, new plugs, new wires, new cap and rotor, do a full tune-up on it, and see how she does. So I'll put you back on the tripod, and we will get started, man. Now, the first thing you want to disconnect is this this line here. Okay, it's 2 10mm bolts. This one you're probably going to have to get with a wrench. This one you can get with a socket. All these are 10mm bolts going down. When you disconnect this, start disconnecting your wires off of your throttle body. And you've got one here. You've got one back over here, which I don't know if I can do one-handed or not. Yeah.
And then you have this vacuum manifold up here, which just works its way out. Now, if you go over to the other side, we gotta go around all this mess. You gotta disconnect your throttles. Okay, now I'm probably gonna have to replace the throttle cable on this because I just noticed it's jury-rigged. They just got it on there and kind of twisted around, if you see that. So this will end up getting replaced. And then you have these two hoses down here. One here and one here that actually go into the bottom of your throttle body up there. So you got to take those out. And then you've got your bolt for your bracket right here. You've got to remove this bracket here. And then you got your 10 millimeters coming across the back. You've got these vacuum lines here. One going to your power brake booster, and this one just goes, well, hell, everywhere. And then you got another one right here. And if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty much it on the top plenum. We will find out, and then we can pull this and we can access our injectors. Well, got her out, and a little quick tip. I numbered all the plugs to the cylinders that they go to before I pulled this off. And I didn't show it on camera. I thought it was running. I apologize for that. Now, I got this plug kit. They're silicone plugs. I actually got it because I'm going to start doing powder coating. But I'm going to get another kit for the simple reason of they are great. I mean, you're working on something like this, you could take these plugs here and you could put them down in the injector holes, and they're wedge shaped, so they'll fit in there and they won't fall out. You can do whatever you need to do and not worry about having any crap fall in your motor. So I'll leave a link for these on, I'll leave a link to where I got them on Amazon in the description below. All right, guys, I got all the injectors out, and around the top of each injector, right in these grooves, you had these little clips. Okay, and what these clips do is when you push this in, like this one, you've got this little ear, and you've got to take it and push it to the other side, and what it does is it locks that injector inside this rail. There's little itty-bitty grooves that go around the inside of these little tabs here, and that way your injectors are all the way in there, basically. And then, now these injectors did not come with new clips, so I got to use the old clips. But all they do, you get a hold of it, right? And I can't get this one off. Because I'm doing it the wrong way. When you push against the side that has the open part, they come out a lot easier. These are the old injectors. I mean, they're mismatched and the whole 9 yards. So this is definitely shiny, you know. But you take these and they pop right on that groove, like so. Oh, get something for those gaskets. Hang on a sec. Alright, guys, I'm just for shits and giggles, really, I'm just putting a little bit of lube on the O-ring. I mean, I'm not gumming it on there, just a little bit to kind of help it in there. And when you put these little clips on, you want that ear facing towards your plug, for the most part. These damn clips will fight you every chance they got, let me tell you. There we go. Just like that. 1 down, 6 to go. Or 1 down, 5 to go. God, I can't even count today. Alright guys, I want to show you something real quick. I've seen a lot of things online saying that you do not need these clips, okay? And these are the clips I was explaining. They go right in here and they clip right there on the injectors. And you push the injector in, and then you take a screwdriver or a small needle nose or something, and they twist lock. So you put it in like that, and then you twist it to where these fat pieces are down in these rails here on each side. Okay? Now, my new experience. I broke 2 of these clips. Could not find, I knew I had extras, could not find them. So I did a little research and I saw all these posts, you know, oh yeah, you don't need them. They're just from the factory to hold these in the rail. All actuality, firsthand, right here, right now. You know what I mean? If you put the injectors in without these clips, they actually go farther in to this rail than they need to. You know what I mean? Now, this black one is a stock injector, okay? This is a cell aftermarket, okay? See the difference? All right. See where the O-ring is here compared to the O-ring here? So what happens is when this goes up higher, I'm afraid that's not going to make a proper seal. And I mean, we're only talking maybe a 1/16 of an inch, you know what I mean? But a 1/16 of an inch could, you know, it could be the difference in between it leaking and not leaking. So I found my clips. I pulled my rail back out because I was looking at it, and the ones with the clips went all the way down to where you could just see the chrome. Okay? The 2 that I broke the clips on, you couldn't see the O-ring, but you could see this part right here. Right? You can see this part right here. Yeah, I mean? So I knew that these 2 injectors, it was this one and this one here. I knew those 2 injectors were higher than these. So, took it out. Hopefully, problem solved. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick while we were doing this. So, my phone went dead yesterday, and I got all the injectors in, and basically just spent the day just kind of cleaning stuff up. Painting a couple things, cleaning a couple things, and just kind of blowing off the rest of the day. But we're back at it again, and we'll get this in just a minute here. Now, see how much grease I have on my fingertip here? I put a little bit of grease, just axle grease or assembly lube, and I'll take it, and I mean just this much, man, on my finger does all of them, you know? And all I did was I kind of stuck my finger down in all the injector holes for the simple reason that injector plate's a little, the intake's aluminum, okay? And after a while, the aluminum will kind of corrode, and you know how aluminum does. And it gets a little dry, okay? Not necessarily corroded, it just kind of gets dry in those ports. And if you do that and just put that ever so little bit of lube in there, you know, you don't want to goop it in there. I mean, just barely any on your finger. And just kind of moisten those holes a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be R-rated. And it lets the injector slide in easier, is basically what it amounts to. All right, guys, got her all back together. Got to put the serpentine belt back on and put a hot battery in it, charge the battery up, and we're going to see if she's going to crank. See if she's got any leaks and all that good stuff. I still got to put the clips here. But, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. It's not a hard thing to do. A little tedious, but that's about it.